Jobs in America. President Trump meeting with some of the country's top CEOs at the White House yesterday for the first meeting of the American Workforce Policy Advisory Board. The president touting his record on manufacturing jobs.
If you remember from past years, others said manufacturing was not going to happen. Those jobs were never coming back. And they are coming back. We have 600,000, right? They're roaring back. We have 600,000, and it'll be a lot higher than that when the next report comes out. And it's really been something, the manufacturing jobs. So we're going to be up to getting close to record numbers. Nobody thought they were coming back. And I said, how does that not happen, right? If manufacturing jobs come back, does the country come back? And we're doing really well.
The president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, is leading that advisory board. Joining us right now is the National Association of Manufacturers president and CEO, Jay Timmons. He was at the meeting yesterday. Jay, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning.
So tell us the takeaway of that meeting yesterday. What were the priorities?
Well, the interesting takeaway is, as you heard, manufacturing is really on the rise right now. We've created about 450,000 jobs in the last 2 years, and the 2 years prior to that, it's about 60,000. So you can see the huge increase in the number of jobs being created in manufacturing. It's no secret why. It's because of tax reform. It is because of regulatory certainty. So manufacturers are very optimistic. About 91.8%, 9 out of 10 manufacturers are optimistic about the future. That record has been consistent for 9 consecutive quarters. But the problem that we have right now is we can't find enough people to do the jobs that we have open.
Right.
We have 428,000 openings in manufacturing. That was one of the topics yesterday.
But what about educating our people in terms of what's going on with machine learning, AI, China?
Right.
I mean, all of these threats seem to be getting higher. What are we doing to counter that?
Yeah, so, I wouldn't call it a threat. I'd call it an opportunity. And that is exactly what the focus was yesterday. And I think the administration is very, very right to be able to look at what we need to do to align our educational curriculum, to be able to promote these new jobs that are available in manufacturing. They're all based on technology and robotics and artificial intelligence. Right. So the jobs aren't leaving us. In fact, as we just said, they're coming in droves, but we need people with the skills necessary to do those jobs. Right, so are we teaching
those skills is really what I'm asking.
Yeah, so no, I don't think we're doing it well enough.
No.
I mean, we are somewhat, and certainly that's one of the things we're doing at the National Association of Manufacturers is we are working with institutions of higher education, elementary schools, to try to make sure that we align the curriculum for the jobs of the future.
Yeah. James?
Hi, James Freeman at the Wall Street Journal. Good to see you. Wanted to ask you about, you mentioned that there's general optimism, but companies can't find workers. We've seen lately some kind of soft data for manufacturing, good service data from the service economy, but manufacturing numbers kind of soft. Is that the employment problem, not being able to find jobs, and you see that continuing, or is it you think this is a blip and the surveys get better as we go forward through the year?
Well, let's hope it's a blip, James, and I think it is, because you're exactly right. It's hard to produce what we produce without people to do it. So there's 428,000, as I mentioned, openings today. The Manufacturing Institute and Deloitte have studied this problem for many years. Their latest data indicate that we're going to have to hire now this is an amazing number, 4.6 million people over the course of the next 10 years. But on the trajectory that we're currently on, 2.4 million of those jobs will go unfilled. That is not good for our productivity, that is not good for our output, and that is not good for America's standing in the global economy. So we need to find those people, we need to train them and educate them, and that's what the American Workforce Panel is all about.
So did anyone at the meeting urge the president to lift immigration levels?
There was some discussion of immigration, and you saw it publicly yesterday, and the president even talked about the need for legal immigration to help ease some of this crisis. The National Association of Manufacturers has put out a plan. It's called A Way Forward, and it's a comprehensive look at what we need to do, and it tries to get through all that rhetoric that we're seeing on both sides of this issue and come up with a very solid and thoughtful plan.
Because that's what you normally hear from technology CEOs, because they can't find the people to put them in the jobs that they have, partly because of the rise of automation. We spoke with Kai-Fu Lee, who is the former president of Google China. Here's what he said about it. What are the jobs that are most at risk of being eliminated as a result of artificial intelligence?
Well, routine jobs are at the most risk, especially the routine jobs are basically reaching quantitative decisions, and actually the white-collar jobs, entry-level jobs that are routine are most at risk. Then I think a lot of the same environment, blue-collar work will get displaced.
And Liz, that's why I brought up the issue of education, because a lot of this goes right to that. We have to train our people well.
Absolutely. But it does seem as though there's a big push. Individual companies are undertaking really substantial training programs. Companies that really weren't particularly in that space before, they're going directly, as I understand it, to community colleges and even high schools now, and getting kids into workplace programs, which, by the way, I think is fantastic, because kids are not learning the skills they need in our high schools and even in our junior colleges.
Liz is exactly right about that. There's no question.
Can I ask you another question, just following up? Is the growth in manufacturing mainly from domestic companies that have not been impacted by all the tariff wars and so forth? Or do you see over the next couple of years a lot of European companies setting up shop in the U.S.? Where do you think the sweet spot is?
So I think the sweet spot is really for domestic and international companies because of our very favorable tax rates here in this country, because of our regulatory certainty. You're seeing foreign direct investment. You're also seeing expansion of traditional domestic companies here. And that's what's leading to this growth in jobs that are available. I think Liz is right, though. If we don't train today at our elementary schools and our high schools and through our technical schools and community colleges, we're not going to be able to compete successfully in the future. And that's exactly what the president set up this panel for.
Yeah.
And hey Jay, and stop shaming individuals if they choose not to get a 4-year college degree.
Right.
They do choose to go to a community college. And I can't wait for more of these technology companies to just start hiring right out of high school. Yeah. We'll give you the skill set if you sign a 5-year contract with us after your training is over with. I'm looking for those days.
Yeah, you're right.
And those jobs are so exciting. We just completed our 2-week State of Manufacturing tour. We went to 8 states, 25 cities. We visited all kinds of manufacturers and technical schools. And you should see these jobs that are available today. Kids love to see what's going on in manufacturing.
But again, this goes back to education. I mean, we need an education policy that ensures we are teaching these kinds of things in middle school, so that younger people understand where the skills are that are necessary to thrive in the future. Jay, it's great to get you.
My third-grade daughter, I have to tell you, my third-grade daughter presented me with a little plastic heart that she 3D printed in her third-grade class. I was so excited about that.
I love that.
I want to see that all across the country.
That's fantastic.
One of my teeth is 3D printed. I'm not joking. I have a cap that is 3D printed, and I would think that was the coolest thing to do ever. I'll show it to you later.
That's great. Jay, great to have you. Thank you so much. Jay Timmons joining us. Great.